Welcome to Operation Restaurant Repair, where we turn your restaurant into a money-making machine. Hi everyone, my name is Jade. I currently work for Operation Restaurant Repair. The reason our company was started was because in 2011, my aunt's restaurant slowly started to decline in sales. It's a small family-owned soul food restaurant, but with growing times and larger, more upscale restaurants coming into the plaza that we're located in, business slowly started to decline. So with that, I decided to sit down with a few of my friends and devise a comprehensive plan to revitalize the restaurant and try and turn things around. With that, we were successful and we were able to get business going. So I decided, maybe I can help other people do this as well. So me and my friends decided to start Operation Restaurant Repair. Our main goal at Operation Restaurant Repair is to inspire and encourage all of our customers, because we understand how easy it is to become discouraged when your business slowly starts to decline. But we must let them know that all, if not most, of your problems can be fixed if you do have the proper resources put in place. It is often said that running a restaurant is the toughest form of business that one could ever go into. And if we're being honest, most restaurants are expected to fail within 5 years. When it comes to people stopping and trying to find somewhere they want to eat, they often do two things. They look around and figure out what they want to eat, and they stop and they check reviews. Oftentimes, 95% of people check reviews, so it's really important that we at Operation Restaurant Repair stress how important the reviews are to a restaurant's success. When it comes to reviews, it's not just having a certain amount of reviews, it's what kind of reviews do you have. You could have 40 positive reviews and 5 negative, and people will walk away from your restaurant because they saw 5 negative. So it's really important that we at Operation Restaurant Repair take those 5 negative reviews, break them down, and see what we can do to fix them. Before we move on with our presentation, we do like to point out other few small factors that can play into the success of your restaurant. Here on the slide, we have an image of a breakfast plate that comes from one of the previous restaurants we used to work with. If you look at this image, you can see that this image does not look all that great. This is really important because when customers are looking up your restaurant, they aren't just looking at reviews, they're also looking at images, how well your restaurant looks, the ambiance, and things of that nature. So it's really important that we stress how important it is that all of our restaurants make sure that it's not just the food, it's not just the reviews, it's how well everything looks. When you're making a plate or anything that's coming back from the kitchen and going onto somebody's table, it needs to look like you put 100% of effort into that plate. Because like I mentioned, when people go to post your food on the restaurant and leave a bad review or leave a good review, you want to make sure that it looks great so other people know to come and stop by. Thank you, The Grove Restaurant Bar and Grill, for choosing Operation Restaurant Repair to service you for all of your restaurant consulting needs. In this presentation, we will knock down 3 to 5 different things that we think can definitely help your restaurant improve business. When it comes to running a restaurant, we do at Operation Restaurant Repair understand that it can be very tricky because you are often juggling 5 to 200 orders at one time. But this is why we stress the importance of having a proper system in place to make sure that everybody leaves satisfied. When we look at the slide here, we can see that Vanessa was upset because she visited the Grove during lunch hours and did not receive her food for 2 hours. When this happens, you want to make sure that you're replying to these customers and letting them know that you apologize and that you'll work on this, because you never want to leave a customer completely unsatisfied. You never know who Vanessa knows, and she could tell, hey, I visited the Grove during lunch hours. I will never go there again, and you shouldn't go there either. This is how a restaurant slowly starts to lose customers. So it's important that we work on that and we make sure that everyone in the restaurant staff knows the importance of making sure that every customer is taken care of. Something that we can't stress enough is the proper COVID-19 protocol. When it comes to COVID-19, we do understand that it's a fairly new pandemic, but we do have to make sure that we stress how important it is to keep everyone safe. If we look at the slide here, we can see that Andy left a bad review because he or she did not feel like the restaurant was taking the proper steps to prevent COVID-19. It looks like they listed big mistake if you think that you should stop here because they didn't take the proper COVID-19 steps. COVID-19 is very dangerous and has killed millions of people. So as a restaurant owner, you want to make sure that all of your staff members are properly trained on what to do when it comes to COVID-19. If a staff member is sick, it's okay to ask them to go home, and it's okay to let them call out of work. You don't want to get anybody sick. It's always best to be safe, not sorry. Here in this slide, we can see that a customer left a bad review because it took them a very long time to be seated. And once they were seated, they weren't satisfied with the service they received. It's really important that, like I mentioned in the previous slide, that you reply to this customer and let them know that you apologize and that you'll be working on this. With the bad food review, it's really important that as a restaurant owner, you're constantly tasting your food, because you never know when you might need to revamp something if you never taste your food. You don't want to put out something that you would never eat. And this is a big problem because a customer will leave a bad review, and this will once again turn away customers. Who wants to sit down at a restaurant and spend their hard-earned money if the food is not going to be good? So it's really important that we make sure that we are tasting our food constantly, and we're constantly making sure we're making changes to the menu if need be. We also want to point out a positive review that you guys received just to applaud you on the great work you're doing so far. Looks like the customer was satisfied with her drink, she was satisfied with the customer service, and she loved her food. This is really great, and we love that you guys replied to her review as well. This just shows the customer that you appreciate them and you want them to come back to your restaurant. You want to make sure that you're replying to the negative reviews as well, because this will let the customer know that you are deeply sorry and you do want them to come back into your restaurant, and you will get things right the next time. Customers often appreciate when people apologize to them, and we can even offer an incentive, maybe a free drink or maybe a free appetizer. You never want to do free full course meals because customers will often complain just to get those free meals, but something small like a drink or an appetizer will really show customers that you apologize. Here we have a SWOT analysis chart that we like to leave with all of our customers to help them know the areas that they can improve in their restaurant. We have the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We ask that everyone prints this out and keeps it in their main office so they can constantly see it and be reminded of what needs to be improved. To end our presentation, we like to give every restaurant staff member a free Operation Restaurant Repair t-shirt just to show our appreciation for you taking on our service. We also like to give a free 1-year membership card that allows you to call back any of our staff members to help you fix any problems that you feel like you still have left over. I, Jade, on behalf of Operation Restaurant Repair, would like to thank you for taking our services. We look forward to seeing your restaurant blossom into a money-making machine.